about our Father's business. Grind mode, filled with His Holy Spirit. That's a cheat code. Holiness the standard. We never fold. We about to make a scene episode about our Father's business.
Yeah, I ain't got no girl don't like this because we did 100 on these boys. 100 of them. Yeah, I'm a little hype. Rob didn't even know. I wouldn't even like this in the background, but ain't no grill.
Right.
It's them baby thing because I ain't got nothing. But yo, welcome to the 100th episode of the Not the Same podcast. On this podcast, we have the great honor to have on one of the best and greatest CHH artist that ever existed. He is very humble, but I will say this. He is one of the greatest that ever touched this earth. And we have the honor to have him on, and we are so happy about that. But before we even get to our brother Flame, man, bruh, teeth and grills. Yeah, man, I got them teeth and grills. You know, like a baby be doing it. Yeah, man, but before we even, hey, Sharon, how you doing? Good evening, Glenn, 7 from Adam. Appreciate you sliding through, brother, for real.
Yeah, man.
But listen, man, hey, before we even get into our show, thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of this show with us, man. We literally can't do this without you. You know, a lot of people say that, but no, literally. We just 2 1 words that started a show in the midst of the pandemic, and we are still ticking at number 100. So praise and glory be to God, man. For real. And for all of you, y'all get all one of these. Thank you. Everyone who has supported, donated, gave money, gave words, prayed, anything. We thank you for real.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Big time.
I
don't have that, man. I just want to thank all the people. I just want to thank y'all for sliding through. You know what I mean? We Miss Mac, you made it. Miss Mac kept her word. I just want to thank
Appreciate
the people.
you, Miss Mac. I mean? Hey, Miss Mac, we ain't seen you in a minute.
Yeah.
We love you, sis. Good to see you, for real.
Hey, thank you for keeping your word, Miss Mac.
Hey, what up, Smitty? Smitty in the building.
Hey. DeAndre Smith.
Look what Cortez said. 2 solid 1 words.
Hey, we trying to be, brother.
We trying, man.
We trying, man.
And she on time. Look at her. All right.
Yeah. For the hundo, I appreciate it. You know what I mean?
So if you have not heard, once again, we will have a special guest tonight, a man by the name of Mr. Flame, a St. Louis raised artist, you know, has reached great levels as an artist, not just a Christian artist, but great levels as an artist, period. You check his stats, they are ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to read them off in a little bit.
Yeah,
you know?
For this brother to be so humble and cool, man, it's amazing. So we are very honored by this. We had one of his closest friends on for our 50th episode. And at the end of that episode, when we got through, and it was an awesome interview with Mr. Thizzle, me and Rob said, man, we really should get Flame for the 100th episode. And it came true. Yeah. So, you know, anyway.
Yeah.
All right, man, enough of our
Feeling Gucci.
Celebrations with our celebration face. But, before we go, man, get one of these. And we did it. You know what I mean? Praise God.
We popping bottles.
Popping bottles tonight. Start with straight shots and then pop bottles. Don't remember the rest of the song. Don't worry about the rest of the song. You know, the rest of the song is our wise. You know what I'm saying? Left hand, gang. But AT the Scribe said, you got a hood style when that hat color match your. Hey, brother, hold up. I wouldn't have put that up if I read it. You my guy. It's all good though.
He caught you slipping with that one,
but it's all good. Hey, I ain't had none of this. I ain't had none of this wisdom. You know what I mean? Ain't no just for me. Ain't no darker than lovely. Ain't no what's the other ones they do? Ain't no ain't no just for me. Ain't no dark and lovely. Ain't no shoe polish. None of that. You know what I mean?
Hey, you know what it is, Cortez. It's opening day. Of course, we repping the cards over here, man. It's STL all day long, man.
All right, man. Let's don't prolong it because we gotta get to our stuff. We don't want to be long, but long to get to our guests. And we don't get into what's good.
What's good?
Rob Redeem, my brother from another mother, like my homie Larry Rogers said on the west side. Some say it's the best side, but I mess with the Midwest. Unless you're on the west side of St. Louis, you better tuck in your chain. May need to watch the colors you got on. Unless you repping what Rob got on, you good. If you ain't, be careful. It might be trouble.
Yeah, man. I come in peace, Miss Tarcia.
Right. Hey, y'all better watch out for Tarsia. You know what I'm saying? Don't let that smile fool you, brother. You come in peace. We don't mess with our sis. But nah, man. Hey, Rob, what's good with you, brother?
Hey man, what's good with me, man? Look, listen, everybody know if you've been watching, it's been 100 episodes. If you don't know by now, I got kids with a Z. You hear what I'm saying? My oldest son, I got 2 grandkids. I was a grandfather.
G-pop?
Look, I was a father at a young age. I was a G-pop at a young age. And I had my first granddaughter, man, baby girl,
what up,
man.
Hagens?
And
What up, MKJ?
all I'm going to say is, brother, the girlfriend will stay loaded. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look at past episodes. And my pockets is going to stay flat because this little girl is about to be spoiled. That's what's good for me, man.
She got your heart already, though.
Hey, already, man. Look, we got all boys. I got 1 daughter. Out of 7 kids, it's 1 girl, 6 boys. I had 2 grandsons, and I got my first granddaughter. So, ironically enough, my only daughter had my only granddaughter as of right now. It's about to go down, bro. It's about to go down. What's good with
your granddaughter name, man?
Her name is Layla, man. Hey, look.
Cortez was on it. Cortez is why I can even ask. Salute to Cortez being a real one word. Salute to him.
Right on, Cortez. Cortez did the video for the gender reveal as well. Hey man, holla at Vivid Core for the videos, by the way.
Absolutely.
And he also did the baby shower. So that's why Cortez had the inside scoop on Layla.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? As Rob said, holla at Vivid Core for the video, because I'm going to holla at him on Saturday. More to come on there a little bit later in the show. After we get through with our great interview. But yeah, man, what's good for me, man, is this, man. We got to 100. I know I've been saying it a bunch of times, man, but it's a lot of my wife in here. Look at her. She said, I'm here, one word, sup. We in here.
That's a sis right there.
My first thing, what up, Just James? My first thing of my what's good is this, man, is that we made it to 100. There's a lot of podcasts don't last that long. It's a lot of podcasts that do podcasts once a month, twice a month, or whatever. We have been consistent every week. We only missed 1 week for my wife to have an event, and the other week I think we missed, it was Christmas one time. That's it. We never missed it. We did podcasts before COVID, with COVID, after COVID, and kept going. Y'all would have never known. We've been sick. We had everything going on in our lives, man. But God has kept us, man, and we are just glory to God. Praise God. Look, man, I ain't gonna cut no jig or nothing like that, but brother happy over here. You know what I mean? And number 2, as you can see from the birds on the hat and the bird that's on the bat, just like my brother Rob over there, it is STL Day. It's not literally 314, but for the people in the STL, it is STL Day because it's opening day for the Cardinals. We got Yachty back, you know what I'm saying? We got my man Pujols back in the building. Wayno is back for another year, you know what I'm saying? So we excited. Wayno look like he can play a couple more years, you know. Y'all don't know, we know a little bit about baseball. Little taste about baseball.
Little taste.
And me and Mr. Rob and my homie Eric Boston, we may be getting together to go to a game. And I forget my guy that's with Eric, but we all may link up and go to a couple of Cardinals games this year.
I think it was Paul. Yeah,
man. So that is what's up, man. So just for that, man, we just happy, man. It's a celebration, you know what I mean? Celebration for the nation. I don't know why I got all these rhymes in my head. You know, it's just rappers' night. You know what I mean?
Right.
But go ahead, Rob, man. Let the people know what's up.
I'm at a loss of words, man.
Well, like, I need real you to find some, brother. No, I'm kidding.
How you gonna be at a loss of words at your 100th episode? Hey, look, man. I was showing somebody at the gig, like where we came from. We started with 1080p cams, webcams. Then we went to 4K. Then the AI anomaly interview encouraged us.
What I tell you, brother.
We saw her presentation and saw our little salute to AI. Very, very cool, very dope artist. Good woman overall. Good woman of God. But we saw her presentation, man, on the interview. And when we got off that show, I told C, hey, bruh, we can't have nobody coming on looking better than us like that. Like, it was just phenomenal.
Yes.
And and we just over these 100 years, over these 100 episodes, man, the fact that we've had some great guests, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to, I don't want to start naming people and get people upset, but we've had legends of CHH on here, Petty D. We've had D-MAUB. We've had K-Drama. We've had, D-Black. We've had Thizzle. We've had tonight having the boy Flame on.
We had the youngest. We've had, Q Flow. We had Next Divine. You know what I mean?
Yes. and many more to come, man. I did say 100 years, didn't I, Toy?
Yep.
But hey,
Yep.
hey, I don't even want to be at 100 years.
But with that
brother.
being said, though, Rob, I don't want to cut you off, man. But you know, you had a special intro for our brother Flame.
I did, man.
You know, y'all got a little relationship. You know this brother a minute, man. Go on and let the people know about this brother, man.
Yeah. So check this out, man. Our guest tonight, with 11 solo projects under his belt, we have Grammy nominated back in 2008 for All World Redeemed for Best Rock or Rap Gospel Album. Multiple Dove Award nominations for Album of the Year, Song of the Year from the following albums. This is called Consistency. Rewind, 2005. All World Redeemed for Joyful Noise back in 2008. Captured, 2010. Royal Flush, 2013. Forward, 2015. Billboard Charter. Yes, Billboard Charter. In several categories, to include Rap, Christian, and Independent for his albums Captured, The Six, nominated for a Stellar Album of the Year in 2008 for All World Redeemed, 2010 Captured, 2012 The Six, 2015 Forward, before winning the Stellar Award for Album of the Year for 2018, God Knows, dope album. He's had a gang of features with heavy hitters such as Thizzle, Bizzle, KB, NF, and Lecrae, just to name a few. Not the Same podcast would like to welcome Mr. Marcus Gray, a.k.a. Flame, to the show, man. Flat out, a.k.a. the guy.
Hold up.
It's our guy, Mr. Flame. Brother, before we even start the interview, let us give you this.
Hey, man, that's love.
We are honored, brother. Bro. We are honored.
Wow.
Yeah,
thanks
man.
for the intro, man. It's good to sit with you guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
man.
Yeah.
One of the few brothers in the industry who call me by my middle government name.
That's right. That's right. Sanctified Stan.
Sanctified Stanley.
Sanctified Stanley. Yep.
I was gonna bring that up, bro.
Hey, check this out. Over the years, man, welcome to the show, dude. Over the years, I met Flame, man. I want to say, shoot, like before my kids was born, Darius and Dominic. My brother was riding around in a Ford F-150, if I can remember. You know what I'm saying?
Don't put all these business out there now, Rob. Slow down now.
I'm just saying, like, this guy has always been cool. He's been down to earth. Even when he's reached the success, when he would come through the airport, he never Hollywood me. It was always Stan was good. We embrace. You know, it was never like, oh, let me dodge this cat real quick. It's always been love, man. And I can appreciate that about you, bro. I can really, really appreciate that about you, man. So I'm a step back because we got a long way to go, and I'm gonna let C say what he need to say. Then we're gonna run you through the gauntlet, my guy.
Okay, well,
let's go.
Back in my traveling days, I had quite a few shows where I was opening for Flame, and you've always been cool, and I want to say that. Now, one of your artists is my brother, Mike Real. And Mike Real got a good connection. I love that young guy. You know what I'm saying? I think even his stepdad and my uncle are cool. Like, we got a real cool connection. But every time I seen you, it was cool. And you know, that has not always been my experience in CHH. So I appreciate it, you know what I'm saying? And I just want to say that, hey, you inspired a lot of people, including myself, man. And I've never told you this, but look, you're one of my favorite rappers. You know, I'm not in fan mode right now because I done shows. And, you know, you got to do a show. You can't be like doing a show like, let me hurry up and get so I can see Flame. I can't do that. You got to stay focused. But I just want to say that to you, brother. Like, hey, I'm honored by what you've done for the kingdom as a rapper.
Yeah,
man. Like, you've done a lot and a lot of other stuff too that we'll get into in the show, man. So thank you.
That's love, bro. Thank you for sharing that, man. Yeah. I think it was the last time we did a show together was probably about 5 years ago, something like that. I remember seeing you in the hallway. I think you was coming off the stage. I was about to go on. Yeah, that was a little minute ago.
Yeah, man. Good times, man. Back before the world shut down and opened back up. So
who would have thought, man? Who would have thought?
Yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt.
All right, man. We done waved the flag. We done gave this brother all the praise. Now it's time to get real with the interview. Now, look, hey, now listen. Y'all didn't see this. Now, we can see what Flame was doing while Rob was giving his soliloquy about Flame. That brother was back there with his tea. That brother back there sipping his tea.
You feel me?
Yeah. But as normal, as tradition, I always allow Rob to go first with the questions. So, you know, Rob, let's get it, bro.
Yeah, some of these joints are long-winded, man, but like Cortez said in the chat, and like I feel, and Hey man, we got to ask the GOAT questions. You know what I mean? And I call you the GOAT. I call you the GOAT to say, let another man praise you. I call you that because you've always stand firm on the faith. With that being said, many think making positive music with just a reference of God is okay. And I'm not here to debate that fact. With your longevity of your career that you have had with your music ministry, how hard was it to stand firm with the no compromising attitude, especially with all those opportunities that have come your way over the years?
Yeah, man, that's a good question. It's you know, I think so. One, I think it's interesting because part of it, I would say, is my wiring. So I think just by way of personality, the way God shaped me is, I think I had a pocket in my life where I was kind of insecure and trying to figure myself out somewhere around 7th grade. But then after that space of life, like I really locked in on who I was and I felt comfortable in my own skin. And then later, as I started to grow in my faith, those two things became friends. So this sort of natural confidence that God gave me, and then my newfound passion to share my faith, they collided. And then as I moved into the music industry, that was tested. So it was like, I was approached one time. I had a sit down with Hennessy. So Hennessy approached me. They came to my publicist and they was like, man, we like what Flame is doing. We want to have a sit down. And I'm thinking like, this super weird, but I'm gonna go just to see what they own. And so their approach was, we want you to promote Hennessy, but maybe you can sort of pitch it like it's okay for Christians to drink as long as they don't get drunk. So they kind of taking that angle. And then they were like, but we would like for you to have your shirt off in the ad. You know what I'm saying? So it's like awkward, weird stuff like that. That sounded like maybe we can make something of this. If within my own self, I felt like it was pushing a radar too far up against my own personal convictions, things I think, at least by perception, would contradict what I want to communicate, who God has, sort of wired me to be. And it's just been a lot of stuff like that for money. Like, we got a big bag for you to make you real comfortable, at least for a little bit. And just been a lot of those things where I've had to process within myself, with my team around me. And my thing was always, how does this communicate to God's people, and how will I sleep well at night? Those gonna be my two pillars. Yeah, so I would just say, man, wiring, a strong team around me, and just, man, God giving me the grace to sort of navigate. You feel me?
Dope.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
How have you been able to maintain your humbleness in the midst of so much success? Because, a lot of us, we get an inch of success and it's like, hey, don't tell me nothing, you peasant. We'll be like that quick.
Nah, man. I think so, one, I'm a tip my hat to my dad, right? So just growing up in the hood, like I've never seen my dad complain. Like, I'm not exaggerating. I can't even think of one time where I saw him sort of look around at our circumstances and feel a sense of failure or a sense of lack. He's always been very content with the small things. Like, I didn't grow up, we ain't have cable. I couldn't, I guess I shouldn't, I couldn't even watch Will Smith's show because our TV didn't even get that channel. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I grew up not having a lot of stuff. And, but my dad never complained. He never showed that sense of, I want more. So I think that he worked in me. So big hat tip to my pops. And then I would say, man, I just feel like the Lord is just constantly reminding me that everything I have is a gift. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have this sense of, I deserve what I got. I just don't have that thing sort of flowing in me. And man. And then I got people around me that'll check me, if I get on something like that, you know what I mean? Not in a disrespectful way, but just like, bro, God is good. God is faithful. Like, let's keep our head low. You know what I mean? Yep.
Hey, I don't know if y'all peep, but this is how you got a professional, successful artist on your show when he holds the mic the entire interview.
You know what I'm saying? Just hold the mic. It's so good to hold the mic. You know what I'm saying?
He is always a rapper.
I'm waiting for him to bust out in some like exclusive bars for us, bro. Like, hey, everybody and their mother from CHH to mainstream, man, they had an opinion in a particular time of your career. And my question to you is mentally, how did you hold up during that whole you know who music lawsuit thing? And I'll leave it at that. I'm not gonna even pub old girl on this joint.
Nah, it was yeah, I think you know, man, so I'm a person. I know how I think, and I just been really made aware that people are people. So people, you know, we are curious, we are opinionated, and we're subject to be wrong. And we're also limited to the information that's presented in front of us. So I try to keep a firm grip on reality, even as I'm considering perception. Right. So for example, like when we was in LA with the in court, right? So it was about like 5 a.m, and I'm walking in the court, and it was a lady that just screamed from a distance. She was like, "Hey, Flame, good luck," and she threw like a thumbs up. You know what I mean? So I'm walking. I was just like, "Oh, okay, that's what's up." Like threw my thumbs up back. So they took that picture, and they put it in the paper and was like, Flame said he's confident that he's going to win today. He gave us the big thumbs up that he's going to win. So when I read the article, I'm like, dang, the Spin Masters, like that's crazy how they took that moment where I was just saying, what's up? Like thank you. You know what I mean? But they took that and created an entire story. So living on the inside of the reality and then seeing how it plays out to the people, it gives you a sense of contentment, because it's like, I mean, I know the truth. It's kind of fun. Now I'm watching a show. Like it's fun to watch y'all as a show, to see y'all sort of create this script that's not real. So it's sort of entertaining for me on the inside of the experience. You know what I mean? But other than that, when I do feel it, just on a human level, I got people I can vent to. I got people I can be like, man, that's wrong. That's scandalous. You know what I mean? Or that hurt. That made me sad. That affected me. You know what I mean? I got people I can say that to, as opposed to going online and, you know what I mean, just ranting or something like that. Like I feel like that wouldn't even cleanse me. That wouldn't even help me. I need to talk to a real person and get these thoughts out of my head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's good stuff.
Yep.
So I think recently, within the last couple of years, you've moved from the Reformed Calvinist doctrine into Lutheranism, right?
Yeah.
And it's been crazy because I've been seeing you making posts, right?
Yeah.
I myself is not a Calvinist. I've never been. But I have a lot of friends that are, though. A lot of my friends are, because if you did CHH within the last 15, 20 years, a lot of people were, right? So it's a very dominant doctrine. But what was awesome, I see you make posts, like, totally different than what you made years ago. But it's not like, yo, I'm bazooking Calvinism, but I'm showing the difference of it. So explain to us what led you to make that change. Because, like, it's totally, let me see what I mean by it's totally different. In the sense of people coming to Jesus is very totally different, right? And your stance on that changed greatly. So explain how that came to be.
Yeah, that's an excellent question, bro, because it gets to the heart of one of the major issues.
Yeah.
So one of the key components to Calvinism is that Jesus did not die for everybody. And that's it, you know, and that's something that I didn't come up believing or thinking. I never heard nobody say anything like that. But I think later on, when I was exposed to it, was sort of outside of the way it's argued from the scriptures. I think the thing that made it attractive was it paints God in a light where he's so for you that he died specifically for you. So it's painted in a positive light where you feel like, man, he chose me over, and you know what I'm saying? He could have chose this person or that person, but he chose me. So that's how it's sort of massaged into your thinking. Is it makes you feel honored, it makes you feel special, and then you thank God that he chose you and he didn't pass you by. But eventually, over time, the flip side of that reality, or that sort of teaching, started to bear down on me, because if Jesus didn't die for everybody, now you have to ask the question, well, how do I know if I'm one of the ones he chose? Right? So they sort of wedge you in this tricky space, and the only place you can go is, well, as long as I'm living my faith, as long as I'm really holding it down. But the thing that they add to that is you have to hold it down all the way to the nitty-gritty of your affections. So your mood, your feelings, your motivations, your thoughts, all these things have to be aligned with God to sort of affirm within yourself that you are one of the ones God chose. And that's hard to do when you're looking within yourself, when you see your own sin, when you see your own struggles and your own frailty, and you see, people around you, and you see like we're all falling short. So if I'm having to do so much internal deep diving, that's making me more insecure over time, right? And I think maybe when you're younger, you can sort of convince yourself that you're killing it. But when you get older and life start bearing down on you, and realities of suffering and pain start to hit you in them spots where it's like, whoo, man, that hurt. And then you don't respond as aggressively radical as you used to as a teenager. That challenges you. You know what I mean? So I think as I got older, those ideas, they didn't hold underneath the weight of the scriptures or my lived experience. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. So piggybacking off of C, one of my favorite albums by you, your very first album, you had this song called Real One. I know that's eons ago for you, you know what I mean? But you're right. But at the time, you had just left the Full Gospel. That's how I met you. And I was still under the Full Gospel banner. And we were doing a teaching on some of the very things you were rapping about. But I remember specifically, man, you had a conversation and you took flack from Oneness Pentecostals from one of the lines in the verse. Did you take that same flack, leaving Calvinism, going over to the Lutheran faith? Like, did you take that same type of, I won't say combat, but ridicule or the same type of backlash, if you will, doing this?
I would say it's tricky to know because I think the verdict is still out. I think people are still trying to sort of figure out what Lutheranism really is, what the differences are. So in one sense, I feel like the verdict is still out. But I will say there has been a lot of pushback. There have been people who feel like, there's just this sense of, man, like 18 years in, now you tapping out, just that kind of thing. And my thing is just really, I just want to be where the scriptures are. Like, I don't have a commitment to a camp. I don't have a commitment to a system. My commitment is to the scriptures. My commitment is to the word of God. So I'm going to go where I believe the simplicity of the scriptures are, and I'm going to try to stay humble while doing it, right? So if I learn that I'm off in a particular area, I don't want to have the kind of attitude that's like, nah, I can't change because I built my career around this, or I built my personal identity around these sets of teachings. I don't want to have that sort of arrogance, if you will. I want to be able to say, man, Lord, I do see in the scriptures that you died for everybody without exception. So I don't want to hide that or bury that because that's going to impact my pocketbook. Like, I want to be able to proclaim freely to the world, Jesus died for everybody without exception, and then let the chips fall where they may. So there have definitely been some people that feel like, man, you're not a part of the squad. But I still got love. I still shout people out. I don't regret my time in that space. I made a lot of dope friendships, relationships, partnerships. I think God, in his sort of mastery, allowed me to pass through those channels for his own reasons. I was able to gain a lot, and I still hold on. One of my professors told me that. He said, don't leave everything you gained while you was in that space, because that would be even unfaithful to God. Like, he put you in there so you can get some good things. Hold on to them. Keep it pushing. You know what I mean? So I live by that. And the people that still feel away, I just ask people to, let's just go through the scriptures. If you right, amen. If I'm wrong, I don't have a problem with that. You know what I mean?
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
But now, once you became a rapper, did you always know that you would be such a scholarly person? Every time I've met you, it's like, man, I'm in school. I'm about to do this. I'm about to do this. So for years, you know what I'm saying? And I think, I would imagine you really enjoyed it. So did you always know that?
Yeah, bro. I feel like I'm a teacher by nature. Like, that's what really excites me. That's what makes me feel alive when I'm jumping into a topic. I'm diving deep. and I'm considering all these different vantage points. That's what really makes me excited. And then when I can put it to music, that's just sort of the tool, the conduit to distribute it. You know what I mean? So I love music. I really enjoy rap, but I'm not like a purist. I'm not a diehard music fan. Like I can do a whole road trip with no music. You know what I mean? Like some people, they be asking me, have you heard this or have you heard that? And I keep my ear to the streets, more so in mainstream hip hop. But other than that, sometimes it just feels like going to work on my day off. You know what I mean? Like who want to hang out at their job on their day off?
Hold on. Say, run that back one more time, brother. Say that one more time.
I'm just saying, sometimes like when I'm just in my bag, just chilling, if I go to the latest this or that in my genre of music, it just feels like hanging out on my job on the day off. And that's just not the way I want to spend my,
that's dope, brother.
my day off.
Dope.
You feel me?
Yeah, man. That's dope.
But I definitely, that don't mean I don't show love. That don't mean I don't stay connected to the new artists as much as I can. That don't mean I don't hear the quality of, good content and good artistry. And like a lot of these new acts, they've mastered the art of social media and rollout and branding. You feel me? Like I love to look at that and learn and see like, okay, I like how bro every Wednesday he do this. I love seeing them express themselves and all of that. But yeah, I try to definitely keep it at bay, Yeah.
Yeah, that's working on your day off. I like that, bro. So because you a OG in the game, even though you're not really a OG for real, if you will, you know what I'm saying? Three-part question for you because you did start so young. What is some advice you would give, one, a label owner, two, an artist, and three, a man of God who's either or both?
Sheesh. Okay, so I would say for a label owner, man. So this is something that's new in my thinking, but I think it's going to be the wave of the future. So one of the things I would encourage label owners to do is not only sign artists, but sign content creators. Right. So, we live in a space where music sometimes is the backdrop to all that a person has going on. Like a lot of artists have so many talents. They're funny, so they can do a bunch of crazy skits on TikTok. They can sing, so they can do their own hooks. They can make their own beats. And then when you sort of narrow that down and then upload their music and try to push it to the world is so in love with all the other components of what they do. They may not necessarily gravitate towards the music. So if you're putting all your money into the music, you may not see that return. So I would encourage a lot of new labels to consider that and think about signing content creators, artists that feel like I'm comfortable in either bag. And if they can sort of narrow down which one is really working after they sort of throw everything out there, throw your TikTok skits up, throw your music up. And, if you see that person that got the energy to be consistent, they got the talent where people actually are drawn to it. The person is teachable and they're creative. So they like to try new things. They're also vulnerable and, they can take advice. I think that'll be a good sign, you know what I mean? To sign the artist to your act. And then obviously you want to do the business right. Cause time and time again, bro, money mess up good relationships. I feel like that's the devil's wheelhouse, bro. He see a solid friendship and he know how to get in the mix with money issues and break up a beautiful dynamic, bro. So I feel like if labels can figure out from the gates how to care for their artists financially, if artists can figure out what that dynamic is between them and the label, you get that stuff done at the get-go. So everybody getting what they supposed to get. You ain't got to think about it. It's just flowing straight to them, you know what I mean? And then you can sort of maintain those healthy relationships for the long run. For the artists, I would just say, man, you gotta be a hard worker. Like I know it's tricky because social media allows us to think things happen relatively quickly, you know what I mean? But they don't. Like you really have to work hard. You really have to be consistent, and you can't dismiss the advice of the OGs because they sort of live in a different world than you. You got to figure out a way to find a synergy. In other words, you got to pull the best of what the OGs got and you got to keep the good of what you have because your fresh ideas, your new way of seeing everything, you got to be able to hold on to both of those, and then you can find probably the best path forward. Because I think a lot of the things that's hurting the new artists is they don't have a way to connect. Like, they're super talented, but they're not necessarily seen as useful. So the church doesn't really know how to use them. Versus our generation, the church understood how to. We made sense to them. It was like, oh, I can book C-Micah for a youth night. He can speak. He gonna encourage the kids to don't do this and don't do that. He gonna pray for them out. Like, we made sense to them, so they knew where to fit us into any kind of program. But now people are so talented and sort of all over the place. Yeah, it's hard to really pinpoint, how do I use you? So a lot of young artists aren't getting shows. They aren't getting bookings because we don't know where to plug them in. And I honestly don't have the answer for that. I feel like that's something we still have to talk about, is how can we rally together the young artists with the OG artists and figure out how can we present you to the church as a tool in the hands of the church so we can reach the world. You know what I mean? Good music just don't seem to, I don't know. I can't figure it out, bro. It's tricky because, you know, we don't necessarily have the teachy doctrinal thing going. So I think the church is a little confused with that. It's like, all right, this music ain't per se gospel, so we don't really know how to use it. So we just got to figure that thing out, because the church is the entity that partners with the artists that gives us the space to share our gifts in the world. And if a lot of artists aren't connecting with the mainstream space, yeah, that's going to be difficult. So yeah, a lot more could be said, but I do like, just to talk your head off a little more, I do like that a lot of artists are figuring something out. So you have some young artists who they're not taking the Christian sort of over the top teachy approach, and they're moving into the mainstream market. I like that, because that's an intentional move. It's saying, okay, I'm gonna go into this space just as an artist, but while I'm there, I'm gonna still live out my faith. I'm gonna still be Christian in front of people, but I'm just not teaching over my beats. So that could be a clear thing that can be helpful. So long as we can understand what you're doing, then we can position you right. You feel me? If that makes sense.
Yeah, that was good,
very
man.
much so. Yeah.
Because in times before, a lot of artists was launched almost from the church in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Their mission was to get to church spaces. And a lot of the younger guys now, they don't even have that intention at all, you know. Their intentions have totally changed, you know, so that's kind of difficult. All right,
it's like, how do we use them? How do we?
Right.
So if I want to go to my youth pastor and say, let's bring in so and so, he's gonna be like, all right, what he gonna do? But if all this music has nothing to do with the goal of the youth pastor, you're not gonna get booked. So we don't have that sort of relationship with the church anymore. So if y'all want to go mainstream, that's dope. You just got to figure out how to show the mainstream booking departments and the mainstream agencies and venues who you are and why they should bring you in, as opposed to this other dude who's also not a Christian artist. So you need that clarity so people can see, oh, bro good for this because he speak on mental illness. So we're going to bring him in to speak on mental illness, to teach on that, tell his story, how he overcame depression. When you can define, like, people don't like to be put in boxes, but boxes can be very helpful because when I want a good chicken sandwich, I'm going to Chick-fil-A because I know what they do. I know they're going to do that mug every time and it's going to taste the same way. You feel me? Yeah. So sometimes we need to be in boxes so people can understand us. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you've made thousands of songs, but I have this question. I have a question. Right. Serious question. Yeah. What is the most popular song that you actually don't like at all, but everybody love it? And because you're an artist and you feed your fans, when you perform, you're going to have to do it, but you actually really don't like that thing.
Man, that's tough, bro. I don't know. That's hard. Yeah. I will say, as I'm thinking of that answer, I do remember not seeing anything in the Joyful Noise song though. So I remember when we completed the song, I didn't even really like it. I thought it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. That's why it's the last song on that album. I wasn't even gonna put it on the album. I was just like,
so it was whatever. A throwaway joint.
Yeah, I was just like, I'll just throw that mug on the back of the CD just because. Yeah. And when it hit, it just took a life of its own, and everybody just like, yo, this crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think over time I grew to even understand the song, and then I grew to like the song, and then sort of learn how to perform it. But it was confusing, bro, because I'm like, I don't even like this song. I don't even know what I'm gonna do on John Riley part. Like,
right.
I don't know how to sing. You feel me? Like, dude is a white rock dude. I don't know what I'm gonna do on that part. You feel me? So yeah, that's the closest I could come to thinking of. You feel me? That's what made it so crazy. When, not to bring this back up, but even when the whole case popped off, like it was crazy for me, because I'm like, the song had already ran its course. Like I wasn't tripping off that song. I wasn't looking for a come up or nothing. Like, so when it came back across my desk, you know what I'm saying? It was like, man, this song will not die. Like it just finds a way to take on new life some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? So when it was on TMZ, bro, and they was playing that mug, and all I could think was, man, God, you just been having a plan from the get-go with this song of letting people hear the gospel, bro. That's all I could think of. It's something about the unity in the song between genres, races, and it's just a clear presentation of the gospel. So I kind of feel like it's always taking a life of its own for that reason. You feel me?
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Hey, if you don't mind, like when we're live, people are asking questions and it's a lot of comments. I don't believe that you could see them. Do you mind if we ask a few questions from your fans?
Let's go, me boy.
All right,
Just James had one.
Just James had one. Y'all better get them in while you can right now, man. Y'all better get them in.
Y'all know how my computer be doing. All right, Just James said, I have a question. He just get to slowing up sometimes. He said, I have a question. What advice can Flame give on one who's experienced longevity in this space for a husband, father, and label owner and artist?
Man, bro, I would say the main thing is you have to be able to compartmentalize and sort of structure your personal self and your performing self. When those things become the same, it just gets weird, bro. So when you become a performer at home, it's just all bad. When you become when you're at home in your personal space, but you're constantly dipping into your label artist bag, that's a bad space. So you have to find a way to compartmentalize those things. So I think that's going to be unique from family to family. But if you could figure that out and give everything necessary time, check out when you need to check out, tap back in when you need to tap back in, that's going to keep you sane over the long haul. You feel me?
Y'all give us some real questions, man. Don't give us these cookie cutters, but I'll give you a funny one. Cortez says, tell us more about your homie Wake. Wakeem Shaquem. Wake 'em, shake 'em. That's what he's talking about.
Wake 'em, shake 'em. Yeah, this dude, man, he a wild boy, man. He one of them dudes, like, he think he know everything. He always got to have the last word, you know what I'm saying? So you're going to see a lot more of this guy because he, for some reason, feel the need to keep challenging me. He feel a need to keep pushing back on the stuff I'm trying to bring to the table. You know what I mean? So look forward to hearing more from that guy. Wake 'em, shake 'em, man.
I literally watched that skit yesterday. I was laughing. I was rolling.
He's just getting started. I can feel it.
All right, somebody else say, I just want to know why Double Back still don't have a video.
Man, I think I know who asked that. That's one of them songs I feel like, that was during a time where, I guess it's more like an album filler. I ain't really hear it as a single. And that's what you think of whenever you do a visual. You think of what song can best relate to the majority of people. So I felt like that song was a little more narrow, a little more niche with the style hook and the style beat. But nah, it ain't too late though. It ain't too late.
Never too late.
Hey, right.
Get at my boy Vivid Court, man. You want to pay for that video for us, man? We'll record that mug. You feel me?
He ain't lying. Hold on, I got that one too.
He ain't lying.
You know what I'm saying?
Pay for that for us, man. We'll hang that mug out tomorrow. You hear me?
right,
bro, that is a one word form right there, bro. My one word for real.
My brother Glenn Murray, he's from Canada up there. He says, is there a CHH artist that you haven't worked with that you want to work with?
Let me see. Man, that's tough. A CHH artist that I haven't, but I would like to work with. I don't know, bro. It's so much new talent. I feel like
it's a whole new crop of people, man.
Yeah, so I don't know, bro. Who would you want to see me work with? Yeah, that's the question I'm gonna put back on you.
Yeah, Glenn, who you want to see him work with?
All right. Who you want to see me work with, man?
Our brother Seven from Adam, good homie. He say, how many albums are you gonna drop for the Extra No series?
Man, I my plan is to keep it going. Like I'm loving this teaching bag. I'm gonna do a full flame album sometime soon. I got a lot more to say that's not necessarily teachy. So the Extra No series is when I'm in my teaching bag. But I do want to do like a full length flame project where I could just sort of bring people into my personal space a little bit more, just kind of let you know what's going on with Marcus Gray, the person. So I'm working on that. But the Extra Notes joint, I plan on that becoming a life of its own, where I'm just constantly unpacking a lot of these ancient truths, because I feel like, man, it's just some dope stuff that we missed. Not for any particular evil reason, but I just think just being a Christian in America, you inherently were not exposed to certain things because the people that brought Christianity to us just didn't have an appetite for it. So that I'm always going to be building that series out. Yep.
All right, I got one more from the crowd, and then we're gonna move on from that. Glenn answered. He said Jared Sanders. That's one person he put out. Jared is dope.
Okay.
And the last question from our little bro, Rod's little bro. What's the process when you searching for beats?
Man, all right. So here's the secret, bro.
Okay, he giving the sauce, y'all.
Here's the secret, bro. Artists love getting beats with hooks on their mugs, bro. So if you send an already produced song with a dope hook, you 90% more likely to get looked at over a bunch of other submissions. You know what I'm saying? So for producers, if you're a kind of producer where you don't necessarily do hooks, link up with an artist that does hooks. Y'all can work out some kind of business deal. Hey, I'm gonna give you X amount of % on this. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna submit these mugs to established artists. If y'all jump in that bag, you'll get a lot more placement and you'll make a lot more money and get a lot more exposure. So I would say that's the secret, number one. But then number two, I look for stuff that's different. Like I still love to produce albums. So I don't want every song to sound exactly the same. So if you can show me that diversity where you know how to be, you know how to produce a track that's just a vibe. You know how to produce a track that's, you know what I'm saying, turn up. You know how to produce a track that's thought-provoking. If I see that in you, I'm going to be like, this dude more, or this girl is more than just a producer. I mean, a beat maker, they're a producer. So they understand arrangement. They understand post-production. If you show me that, I'm going to be like, yeah, we can partner, and I can keep money in your pocket. You can keep money in my pocket, and we can create good music for the long haul. It ain't just got to be a one-time placement. It can be like, nah, we should continue to work together, because I'm always looking for that kind of dynamic as opposed to, oh, this is a dope beat. You know what I'm saying?
Producers, listen up to what that man just said.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
That's literally how I built my whole career, bro. Like at first it was me and JR, and we just pounded out a bunch of songs. Then it was me and Spec. Now it's me and Michelle. Like that's literally my thing, bro. Like I like to find a producer that understands the sort of broad range of what it means to make a song and lock in. And even when we pull in other production, we look for other people that understand that dynamic and we add them to the team. You know what I'm saying? So be more than just a beat maker, I would say.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's big.
Hey, Rob, I got one more thing before we let you go, man, because we would not want to have you on here without you talking about your project that's going to drop on April 29th. Tell us about Word and Water, man. Let us know about that.
Man.
You know what I mean?
I'm super lit about it, bro. So Word and Water. All right. So in short, it's a project where I am unpacking baptism. And typically what baptism is for us as American Christians is, you know, when you become a Christian, you profess faith in the Lord, and then the next thing we do is we baptize you as an outward sign of this inward change.
Yeah.
And then after that, we sort of tuck baptism away, and we don't really think about it much more. It's just something that happened when you first believe, and that's it. But the ancient church, and then the majority of Christians today, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you think of the majority of Christians in the world, they think differently about baptism. They think differently about the Lord's Supper than we have been exposed to in the American context. So I want people to consider that, number one. Number two, I want people to consider, especially in a time where we're all talking about social injustice and identity for the African, American or American African.
Mm-hmm.
I want also to remind Christians that our ancient African brothers and sisters thought differently about baptism. So if we're going to honor the legacy of our African heritage, I think it's at least worth considering what the ancient African Christians taught about baptism. Mm-hmm. And then number three, I would say the usefulness, the reality of it, is that in this sacrament, what God is doing is powerful, is real, and he starts our Christian life through it. And then he constantly gives us life through that death and that resurrection that took place in our baptism. And we're constantly living in the reality of our baptism. Mm-hmm. So I want people to know, when you're struggling with your faith and you're sort of thinking, man, I ain't really living up to par, or I'm afraid that, you know what I'm saying, that God sees me as frail and sinful, and I don't know if we still cool. Mm-hmm. I want you to see how the ancient church leaned in on what God does in baptism as a source of assurance, as a source of strength, as a reality that God supernaturally is binding us, or has bound us together with himself and with other believers through the waters of baptism. But it's not just the water only, it's the promise of forgiveness and the water connected. That's what baptism is. So it's a lot more could be said, but that's all going to be in a project, and I'm going to be building out on that. April 29th.
Yes.
Word and water.
And you will see something about that on here, because we will pump it up, man. We support you all the way, brother. So, hey, congrats, man, for real.
Man, wow. Appreciate God, man.
So, Rob, you got something else for Brother Flame before we let him go, man? We don't want to hold up his whole night, man. I know this brother busy.
It's all good.
Right. Nah, I just want to say thanks for sliding through, bro. Thanks for being you, regardless of what. You know what I mean? Like, hey, from day one even to now, bro. I know time has passed since we really actually kicked it, but ain't nothing changed, bro. Always forever love, man. We definitely appreciate you sliding through for us, bro.
Yeah, likewise, bro. Like, you literally have just been a staple St. Louis figure, bro. Like, when I think of faithful dudes that have weathered many storms and still scream about the goodness of God, Rob, you one of those faces, bro. Like, even when I sort of spread out and was letting people know I'm from St. Louis, like, I always think like, man, bro, I called you Stan, you know what I'm saying? But Rob Redeem, I'm always like, man, Rob Redeem, like, bro, in a city vouching for the things I'm saying are in the city. Like, it's dudes there, it's women, girls there that love the Lord, that's doing music. You know what I'm saying? C-Micah, same thing. Right. Like,
thank you, sir.
So I just appreciate y'all for just, you know what I mean, weathering all the storms of the different ebb and flow of the genre, theological discussion, like, just, you know what I mean? Like, so big hat tip to y'all for endurance, perseverance, and for the 100th episode, right?
Yes,
like,
sir.
Yeah, man.
That's hard work. That's hard work, bro. Yeah. Big facts.
Man.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll let you go. I will say this. Somebody did say you need to do a flame fest and get all artists together. You dig what I'm saying? Like, have something. So maybe you come back to the Lou, man, and do a flame fest. Have your people come through. Not the same podcast can host it. You dig what I'm saying? Something like that.
We might have to link, bro. We can get some sponsors for that, bro.
Yeah, that'll be dope. That'll be dope. So little bro Hagen's put that out there.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you Flame. We thank y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Man. Thank you, brother, for being on here with us, man. And hey, much success to you, brother. Hey, y'all get some likes, thumbs up, loves, all them things that we do on social media that us old heads don't understand. Y'all do it for our brother. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, likewise.
All right,
man.
All right. In a minute.
Man. All right. Hey, man. Y'all shout out Flame, man. Hit them up, man. 29th of April. Go get that joint. The Word and Water. You know what I mean? Go get that joint. Go get that joint. Rob, what you got, brother?
Hey, man. I'm just, hey, look,
what
man, I feel like,
basket.
That's it, man. You know what I mean? You remember that cartoon Droopy? And he just come out there and be looking and he be like, I'm happy. That's how I'm feeling, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm happy, bro.
I'm happy too, man. I'm honored. I'm so grateful for the brother to slide through. I think it was a good thing. And, man, hey, man, we made it to 100, man. But, hey, before we go, brother, we got one more thing before we get up out of here, man. We're going to hold up and wait. But, hold on, man. I'm looking for my stuff. Yeah, we're going to hold up and wait, man. Before we go, man, we're going to play something. And then we're going to get on up out of here. All right, Rob. My buttons work. Here we go.
Hold up.
I'm going to shock yourself. Yeah. So tomorrow night, I got a song dropping tomorrow night, man. I appreciate y'all support.
I run a business, but don't rock a suit.
It's about time, bro.
I took it for Andy, but it is the truth. Yeah. I'm all about God, my life is the truth.
Freestyle drop tomorrow.
But don't take my word, come look at my fruit. Look at my fruit. It is the proof that I'm in the vine and God is the root. Source of my strength to help me produce. The move is I plant, but I am not Groot. Guardian of my galaxy. Risen king is no fallacy. Don't believe in no captaincy unless it's Lord and all captaincy. Yeah, I probably didn't get it. Went over your head like a ceiling. But that is revealing. Cause living in him, there's no ceilings. Yeah, I swear it's no ceilings. Person Miller, no limits. He set you free with no gimmicks.
Ooh, I'm glad it was short. Y'all know, if y'all know me, y'all already know this is incredibly uncomfortable. But tomorrow, you can go get that joint, you know what I mean? Run it up. On the 29th, we going to pub Flame. I'm sure he's going to drop a video. We'll run it for y'all so y'all can see it. Go get that joint, run it up. Hey, but do me a favor. Why you haven't heard this? Because you ain't been on my page. But because my brother Rob told me I need to put this stuff up, I will put it up. And this Saturday, I will be shooting a video. So it'll be a full video on some, on some stuff. So, yeah, man, that's it for me promoting me, my man. But thank y'all so much. Look at Rob's face. But thank y'all so much.
Hey.
So much for being here, man. Go ahead, brother.
You know what, Just James? Just James, I am about to cry. Because not only is it our 100th episode, this man will not pub anything. And he pubbed himself tonight, so it's like that little gangster. That little gangster tear real quick.
That boy gave a thug tear.
Mike.
But nah, man. Hey, go ahead, brother.
Have you ever thought? I really enjoy what these guys are doing with this podcast. How can I support them? How can I be a blessing to them? You can hit the cash sign, Not the Same Podcast. Go to the website, notthesamepodcast.com/support. Hit that like, subscribe, notification button. Also share it. Facebook. I think Twitter now got groups. Put us in all them groups you in that you can care less about. Throw us in there when we live so that when we have great guests like Flame tonight, previous guests like we've had Thizzle, AI The Anomaly, Ozzie Smith, Daryl Strawberry. Like we've had some big time guests on the Not the Same Podcast, and it's not because of us. It's because God has opened up these doors. Glory be to God on everything that we do, regardless of what. We some goofy one words. We've been here for 100 episodes, 22 sports episodes, and if I'm not mistaken, 30-something Bible studies. So, hey, man, we here to stay as long as God sees fit. We're going to remain faithful, and that's what it is, man. That's how you can support your boys.
That's how you can do it. But once again, man, let me tell y'all one more time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't ever want y'all to ever think that we are not grateful. We are grateful, man. Because without y'all, we can't do it. Without y'all being here, we can't do this. It's because of y'all. You know what I mean? It's because of y'all we're able to get these type of artists, to come on and spend their time. Think about it. Flame is a high-level artist. You dig what I'm saying? They got, in Christian realm, there's like C-list, B-list. This is A-list. If this wasn't looking right, without y'all help, we wouldn't be here. So it's because of y'all. So we give y'all that, man. Thank y'all so much.
Yeah,
Thank y'all so much, for real, man.
Yeah, man.
And we'll be back next week with a sports show. We'll see. I don't know what, me and Rob didn't talk about this. We got 1 minute. A lot of shows have season ones. I think this will be our season 1. 100 episodes. So 101 will be season 2. So next week will be season 2, number 1. You know what I mean? But
man.
We'll be back, man. We ain't stopping. All gas, no brakes. Y'all know what I'm saying? I'm C-Micah. That's
I'm Robert Dean.
I know I said it for you. I'm feeling good, but I'm C-Micah.
I see.
He's Robert Dean.
What he said.
Hey, man. Hey, go stream that joint I just played, man. And yo, hey, go follow our boy Flame, man. He doing great work for the kingdom, for real. For real.
Yeah, for sure.
And we out, man. We'll see y'all.
Yo.
We thought we was
about our Father's business. Crime mode. Filled with this Holy Spirit. That's a cheat code. Holiness the standard. We never fold. We about to make a scene. Episode. About